Hi, I'm Adrian, Director and Founder of Wealth Seekers. I'd like to take this chance to share the top 3 pieces of advice I give anyone thinking of meeting with a financial advisor. But before I get to those, let me briefly tell you a little bit about myself. I've been investing since I was 22 and providing financial advice since 2014, with much of that time working for some of Australia's busiest and most successful non-bank aligned financial advice firms. I have a Bachelor of Commerce, a Bachelor of Law, an Advanced Diploma in Financial Planning, practicing member of the Self-Managed Super Fund Association, registered with the Tax Practitioners Board, and a member of the Association of Financial Advisors. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or talking myself up. I just want you to be sure that my advice is worth listening to. I love providing financial advice. I sit with clients all the time and I'm heavily involved in the development and implementation of their financial plans. And over the years, I found that what really drives me and fires my passion, what gives me the greatest energy, is facilitating positive financial change for people, especially in relation to lifestyle improvement and wealth creation. I feel this is where I can use my particular set of skills to create the greatest positive change for working Australians. And this is why I decided to create Wealth Seekers and start advising people how to create wealth and fundamentally improve their lifestyle. Since 2014, I've sat with hundreds of families and professionals, provided advice and financial strategies on hundreds of millions of dollars of superannuation and personal savings. I've advised medical professionals, engineers, C-level professionals, business owners, and lots of regular professionals who are driven to make the most of their personal finances. And when I talk about financial advice, I mean actually changing the way you view money and your approach to creating wealth. Not just accepting that your current situation is as good as it's going to get, but dominating your personal finances by implementing a numbers-driven approach to achieving truly measurable wealth creation. Understanding how wealth is created will change the way you view many aspects of your financial affairs. And that's when you can really start to create financial change on a profound level. So, the very first piece of advice I have for you is make sure you're clear on what you want your life to look like. That might sound like a strange piece of advice, but it's an important ingredient if you want to affect real change in your life. If you want the quick route to riches, or you want to take advantage of one of those mythical stock market loopholes that will give you triple-digit returns, then Wealth Seekers isn't for you. Some advice providers will do very little to manage unrealistic expectations and ignore the realities of following such advice. But you won't find that here. If you want to create wealth in a measurable and sustainable way, you need to be open to new financial strategies and a long-term outlook. And you need to be willing to develop a deeper understanding of the goals which will shape your financial direction. When it comes to creating wealth, I'm a big believer in the power of understanding what you want your life to look like. Long before I became a financial advisor, I knew that I wanted to have choices in life. Not just a specific choice to do this or to do that, but the freedom to make choices as a whole. And it became an overarching goal of mine soon after I left high school to be empowered in this world and to take control of my own destiny. To achieve this, I knew I would first need financial security. Without it, I simply would not have the choice about even the simplest decisions in my life. Apart from good health and the safety of those whom we love, the reality is that financial security is the most important determinant in our contemporary lives. Over the last 14 years, I have laid my own foundation for financial security through a very mainstream yet disciplined approach to investing. And throughout this time, it became clear that I not only wanted to achieve financial security for myself, but I also wanted to help others to do the same. I have seen firsthand how it is done and I know the benefits it brings. There is so much good that comes from being in control of your own wealth creation. And I find it to be a hugely rewarding experience to play an active role in helping to shape that reality for those who know what they want, and are motivated to seek it out and grab it with both hands. Having clarity around the life you want to live and a plan to get there is a large component of financial success. If you know where you are headed, it is easier to remain focused and avoid straying from your plan. I've worked with many clients who are motivated to create wealth. Some have needed a sounding board to clearly define their lifestyle goals, and they have used this clarity to shape their financial plans and start affecting a real change in their lives. I want you to experience that too. Like Warren and Megan, a couple in their 30s who came through Wealth Seekers shortly after getting married and were motivated by the future they wanted to build together. While Steve and Annette have been married for several years, expecting their first child motivated them to take action on the future they want to create for their children. Of course, this doesn't mean you have to have family-oriented goals to benefit from financial advice. We have many clients who are motivated by completely different lifestyle goals. For example, among our clients seeking advice right now, Aaron, who is in his 40s, runs his own IT business and is expecting his first child with partner Karen, is driven by material satisfaction and a desire for an above-average lifestyle. Then we have Matt and Cameron, who are forging very different paths. Matt used to be a FIFO worker. Now he spends his summers managing a council pool and the remainder of the year travelling and surfing. And Cameron, who has recently ended a lucrative internet consulting role, is moving to Tasmania to open a laser skincare and cosmetic clinic. We get a huge variety of people coming through our doors every day. The one thing all our clients have in common is the drive to make a positive change to their lifestyle and personal wealth. By that, I mean rather than settling for what the next 10 to 20 years is offering, they're willing to work toward creating a stronger, more confident financial future. And this enables them to imagine new possibilities for themselves and to live those possibilities. So it doesn't matter what you do now or what you have achieved up until now, the most important thing is that you're not willing to settle. You want to achieve a measurable change to your personal wealth. And you have a desire to improve your lifestyle. If this is true, then seeking financial advice from wealth seekers may be the best decision you ever make. A path to financial certainty and a truly fulfilling life. And the greatest thing is, you don't even need to be considered wealthy to benefit from financial advice. Because our actionable financial strategies and numbers-driven approach to strengthening finances and invigorating wealth creation efforts can be applied to most people who have already made a start in life. And we'll help you monitor your progress and refine your strategy as needed. The majority of our clients are average Australians who want to maximise their wealth, protect their family, and plan for the future. However, if you're not sure whether our financial advice is right for you, or you have some questions that you first need answered, simply use the form below and book a time to have a chat with one of our friendly financial advisors. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have or simply just talk with you about our own experiences with investing and creating wealth. It'll give you a better idea of whether financial advice is something you'd like to pursue. And don't worry, it's completely obligation free and there's no charge. We're always happy to talk to people about our approach to wealth creation. On to my second piece of advice for you, and that is, make sure you know where the real value in advice comes from. In other words, how you can achieve the greatest increase in net wealth over time. Are you looking for a specific investment return or the optimal path to achieving your financial and lifestyle goals? This may sound like the same question, but it is very important to realise the difference between these two approaches. Depending on what your priorities are, the path you choose can be quite different. Investment returns play an important role in increasing your personal wealth. With the rising cost of living, it's imperative that you do invest, ideally generating high returns while shouldering limited risk. But rarely is investing that simple. Paving the way for sustainable long-term growth requires looking well beyond just investment risk and return. The pursuit of optimal performance requires you to balance many investment areas, including growth, yield, risk, fees, timeframes, interest, margins, tax, franking credits, syndication, hedging, diversification, and balance and ownership structures to obtain your targeted return. Achieving investment certainty so you can grow your wealth is a driving force behind many people seeking financial advice. If you feel like you could better understand investing and want advice, you have come to the right place. However, in my experience, to really create wealth requires you to look further than just investment returns. Being open to the idea of exploring different financial strategies can also contribute to your personal wealth creation. To illustrate this point, while an increase in your investment returns can directly increase your personal wealth, importantly, an equivalent saving in investment costs can achieve the same. And it is possible to achieve incremental improvements in this vein across multiple areas of your personal finances. By taking advantage of the many structural opportunities to achieve savings in tax, bank interest, product fees, professional fees, and risks to increase your net wealth, connecting these areas can also make managing your finances easier and less expensive. It also leaves you less reliant on investment performance to drive your wealth creation. The compound effect of integrating multiple wealth creation strategies can be significant. And in my experience, there are very few people whose financial positions can't be substantially improved by adopting this approach. However, this integrated approach to financial improvement takes work. Unlike other advice providers who focus solely on investments and insurance and leave the challenge, cost, and inconvenience of sourcing multiple professional service providers to you, Wealth Seekers is one of a handful of advice providers who are independently owned, non-bank aligned, and set up to implement strategic solutions across a range of financial services to achieve measurable financial improvement. Effectively having your personal finances running like a well-oiled machine to help you achieve optimal wealth creation. This can mean achieving your goals sooner and embracing the new possibilities you imagine for your life sooner. On to my third and final piece of advice. Make sure you know what you are getting for your money. It's important to consider the long-term effect today's choices can have on your personal wealth. From the very beginning, the advice process should be collaborative. You should understand how the advice will add value to your life, and not just in a general sense, but in the context of your personal goals and current financial position, and all before you pay any money for a financial plan. Otherwise, you are simply taking a chance on the advice that will form the foundation for your future wealth creation. It is also important that you like your advisor and are comfortable enough around them to ask questions and talk openly about money, and that they will remain as your advisor well after you have made the decision to become a client. I know it's a lot to think about on top of all the other things you already have to consider before you set your mind on getting financial advice. It can feel a little overwhelming. That's why today I'd like to offer you a free 20-minute discovery call to help you through this process. Simply fill out the form below and one of our friendly financial advisors will give you a call as soon as possible. On the call, we'll review your individual needs, financial situation, and personal goals with you. Based on what you tell us, we'll let you know where there is potential in your personal finances. Everything we discuss is specifically tailored for you after we've had a chance to understand your current situation. There's no charge for this, and there is no catch. You're under no obligation to take up our advice offering, come in to see us, or anything else. And don't worry, you won't be talking to a pushy salesperson. We don't believe in that kind of approach. Anyone who's pushed into financial advice is unlikely to achieve real financial change. That's why you'll be talking to one of our highly qualified financial advisors. The same advisors that will work with you to plan and implement your financial strategies, should you choose to work with wealth seekers. We're offering this free service to you because we want every one of our clients to be successful with their finances. That's why we want to make sure you get all the information you need and find the right advice provider for you, even if that means it's not us. So if you feel you have a need for financial advice and to create a financial change on a profound level, whether you have a financial goal in mind and you want some certainty around investing, or you want to investigate the optimal path for achieving personal wealth, get in touch and we'll do everything we can to help you realise your financial and lifestyle goals. Fill out the form below to claim your free 20-minute discovery call now. But I urge you to hurry. Our advisors only have a limited number of spots available on top of their busy client work, and they're filling up fast. Thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon.